Hi and welcome friends. If this is your first time here, my name is Tiffany and I'm the International Witch. Today I'm going to be working on my December layout for my bullet journal, and the bullet journal that I am using is the Archer and Olive Coiled Keys in the 8.5 by 11. So far I'm really loving how easily this journal takes watercolors. It's exactly what I was hoping for. For last year, I did a jewel-toned Yule theme for December, complete with traditional folklore stories. But this year, I wanted to do something slightly different. Anyone who has been here long enough knows that I absolutely love citrus season here in Italy. Every winter around October is when citrus season starts. You'll get some of your oranges, but the clementines don't come until very end of November. Like they just dropped and it's November 21st right now. So I look forward to citrus season every year. And one year I went to Vienna to a Christmas market. And I saw a beautiful rope of dried fruits, and they were so colorful and gorgeous. I did not buy any because I had flown there with just carry-on luggage and I didn't have much room. And I told myself, well, I'll make one. Guess what? I never made one. So I regret not buying it. I think they were absolutely gorgeous. So for this December, the theme that I want to go with is more of a traditional folk Yule. I have a whole mood board that I was trying to follow. I really wanted to follow along with the bright dried oranges and the reds of the cranberries. Just a very simple, more natural style Yule. Now this star, I go back and forth on. I add, I subtract things, I change colors, I use markers, but ultimately I do wind up liking it, but at first I don't. So there's going to be a lot of steps and just be patient with me. If you prefer the look of last year's pages, they're still available for free download on my website. Only the cover page is dated, so all of the other pages are good to go. And I'll take this moment to say that if this is your first time here, then you may not know, but I run a blog, and if you sign up for my newsletter on the homepage of my blog, then you'll get a code in your email. And just enter that code into the Grimoire section of my website and you'll have unlimited access to free printables. That includes my bullet journal layouts as well as Grimoire pages. All I ask is that you please don't pin anything from my password protected area onto Pinterest. Right here for the bow's shadows, I added a little bit of Payne's gray to the maroon to make a darker shadow. For the majority of my oranges, I'm using cadmium orange and raw sienna, but every now and then I do add in a little golden yellow just to switch things up. You'll see as I do the oranges, I like them to be very loose, and I really like the colors to kind of blend but more splotchy. You'll see what I mean whenever I'm finished. With my painting styles, I always gravitate towards more looser interpretations, but when I try to paint, I always try to make it realistic. And I get frustrated when it's not realistic, but this time I really stood back and said, you know, I like messy, I gravitate towards messy, so let me just try messy. So these oranges aren't going to be realistic looking, but they give the warmth and the color that I was going for. I decided that I wanted more highlights on top of my red, so I'm going in with my Pegather acrylic markers. I love these things. I find myself grabbing them a lot more than I thought I would, especially when it comes to like layering on top of acrylics and such, and on top of watercolors. They add the best little pops of color. This video is not sponsored. I did not get these for free. I purchased them with my own money. So I'm just telling you, I am really enjoying these. I think they are a great addition to any artist's supplies. And as usual, your girl messes up, so a little bit of gesso does a lot of fixing for me. And if you've got a keen eye, then you can probably already tell that I accidentally put November's calendar here instead of December. I do fix that, so don't click away. I do fix it, and I promise you, your copy on the website works perfectly. It is December. I just made a boo-boo. And because I tried to make it fancy this month and not do a square calendar, it does get a little bit tricky, but I promise you it is fixed. Going forward, I'm using this acrylic marker because it's almost identical to my Vandyke brown, and it's a lot easier to use than the watercolors. The only thing I don't like is that it has almost like a metallic sheen, like they tried to put some silver flakes in it or something, because when the light hits it, it almost looks silver, but it's actually a really pretty Vandyke brown close color. Because of how large these pages are, I have so much extra room, so I decided to make this page almost like a dashboard for the new month. Similar to last month, I made a spot for a tarot card pull for the month, as well as what I wanted to leave behind, what I want to continue into the next month, as well as an area for tasks or any special events that I'd want to see at a quick glance. And here I was so proud on this page, and it's around this time that I realized that I have made the wrong calendar. But the great thing about working with paper and paint is no matter how bad something is, you can always fix it. So I just grabbed a little scrap of paper from the back of my journal, and I'm going to put the new calendar on here. Down where the 31 was, I added a little patch, and now I'm just doing the watercolors on top of it. And honestly, when I'm done, you can barely tell that it's even there. And here's the finished spread. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, even with my little boo-boo. Yeah, your girl definitely needed coffee this day. With this many oranges, you can definitely see what I was talking about whenever I said that I kind of like them to be messy and unblended. I love the stark colors, the bright orange and the bright yellows. For my habit tracker this month, I just did 4 really simple habit trackers at the very bottom. If you're wanting a larger one or one with the 5 elements for the elemental powers, they're still available for download up on my website, so you can really just pick and choose which habit tracker you want to use. Lately, I've been feeling a little disconnected from my craft, so I thought for December it would be a great idea to do a tarot page so that I can track my tarot draws each day, and maybe that will put more of a focus on my craft and little things that I can do to incorporate magic in my daily life. I will admit that it takes a while to draw all these little boxes, the 31 boxes, so feel free to skip ahead if you want. Okay, and here's a close-up shot of the finished page. I forgot to hit the record button, but luckily I caught myself before I had gotten too far. Now, for the month of December, we're leaving Sagittarius and we're going into Capricorn. And that means at the beginning of the month, we're going to have this very fun, playful energy, but by the end of the month, we're going to need to be putting in the hard work. On December 4th, we have our full moon in Gemini. Now, Gemini is very clever, curious, social, so they're really going to be tapping into that Sagittarius playful energy I was talking about. And Geminis are very clever, curious, and a social group, but I would caution you to listen twice as much as you talk this month. So think about what you would like to gain going into December. And then on the 19th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. This is about bold intentions, but you're going to get a little bit of emotion in here. And Sagittarius can be an arrogant, inconsistent, and reckless sign. So what would you like to let go of, or really dive into the meaning behind why you are arrogant, inconsistent, or reckless sometimes? That 19th new moon is a really good time to put pen to paper because, like I said, we're going to be moving into Capricorn energy at that time, and Capricorn is all about putting in the hard work. And on the right side here, you'll see a new page that I'm going to be introducing, and that is called my magical month. As I said earlier, I've been feeling kind of disconnected from my magic lately, and so I thought it would be a good idea to give myself space so that every day I focus on doing at least one magical thing. Even if that's just as simple as doing a house cleansing or just doing a tarot pull for the day. I'm putting 31 spaces here of different sizes, so if I need more space or less space, I can choose the box. And just write down one thing I did each day to make my life more magical. You are welcome to use this space as a gratitude log if you'd like. Each day, just putting down one thing you're most grateful for. And because there are different sizes, you can use just one word a day if you want. I wanted this to look almost like an advent calendar with the different sizes, and I'm just gonna bounce around. Like, you don't have to go in order with this. And I'm leaving this page as simple as possible, so you can print out as many as you want if you want to keep this going forward. And just like my tarot page, this takes a while to do all the boxes, so you're welcome to skip ahead if you want. Okay, and here's an overlook view of my astrology page and my magical month page. Okay, and now it's time to do a full walkthrough. I definitely made my mistakes this month, but I'm overall really happy with how it turned out. And I have to say I'm very excited for my new magical pages, both the Tarot Draw Daily and the Magical Month. If you liked either of these pages and look forward to using them yourself, leave me a comment down below. Or if there's anything else you'd like to see, let me know that as well. If you haven't already, subscribe to see more videos like this and give it a thumbs up. All your thumbs up and your comments let YouTube know that this is a good video that they should share. And here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Love you. Bye.